When you were 17, you got a lot of attention on Britain's Got Talent. It must be a dream come true. Yes, it is. It's really that good. I pinch myself every single day. Jonathan Antoine's journey from an English boy who discovered his strong tenor voice when he was 11 years old to a well-known and adored classical singer shows how talented he is. Fans all over the world have been enchanted by his life and acts since the day he caught Simon Cowell's attention on Britain's Got Talent. How did he get to where he is now, without Britain's Got Talent being a big help? What really happened to Jonathan Antoine after his video performances on Britain's Got Talent, which shocked viewers and judges alike? Watch this movie to find out. About Jonathan Antoine's past. The way Antoine got into singing was not like most people do. He was born in Hainault, Essex, to a police inspector father and a housewife mother. He started his journey to fame when he was 11 years old and started going to West Hatch High School in Chigwell. He had no idea that Jenny Ewington, a singing coach, and Jeanette Brown, the head of music, were about to change his life forever. Under Mrs. With Ewington's help, Antoine found his voice and his love for life like it had never been before. He would go on to do great things after that first step. How far did that get him? Put on your seatbelts because we're going to talk about what really happened to Jonathan Antoine from Britain's Got Talent. By 2010, he was already making waves at the Stratford and East London Music Festival, where he won the title of Young Musician of the Year for his performance of Les Miserables, Bring Him Home. Here, his ability grew even more. The journey didn't end there, though. As his voice got better and his ability became clear, he wowed the crowds at the Royal Festival Hall in London in 2011 as part of the Rotary Youth Makes Music event with a mesmerizing performance of a Maria. By the age of 14, he was trying out for coveted spots at London's top music schools. No one was surprised that he was accepted into all of them. Antoine went from being a shy boy to a confident performer at West Hatch in a way that was truly amazing. Jeanette Brown pushed him to sing in public, and with each note he belted out, he got over his shyness. His friends were amazed by the boy who had such a great voice. As Antoine set out on his path to the Royal Academy of Music, it was clear that he was going to be very successful. Jonathan Antoine got his start in music. Jonathan Antoine got into music when he was very young and showed early signs of being a great singer. He started taking singing classes when he was only 11 years old, and his teachers quickly saw how talented he was. Because of this early support, he went on to play at many school events. His best performance was at the Stratford and East London Music Festival, where he won the Young Musician of the Year award. When he tried out for Britain's Got Talent with Charlotte Giaconelli, another student from West Hatch High School, in 2012, it was a big break for him. The two of them became the band Jonathan and Charlotte. Their audition piece, The Prayer, not only showed off their smooth blend, but it also put them in the national spotlight, with references to well-known classical singers. The pair's impressive performances during the competition won them second place and a recording contract with Simon Cowell's Psycho Music worth 1 million pesos. This was the start of their professional music careers. Even though Jonathan and Charlotte didn't win, their success on the show helped them get started in their singing careers. They put out 2 records, Together, 2012, and Perhaps Love, 2013, which both solidified their place in the classical crossover genre. They worked together until 2014, when they mutually agreed to go their separate ways. Each pursued a different creative path while keeping the high standards they had set together. Jonathan's solo career continued to grow when he signed with Sony Classical and put out several more records that did very well in the classical music charts. British Idol stars Jonathan Antoine and Charlotte. Jonathan Antoine's journey on Britain's Got Talent was truly amazing. Back in 2012, during the 6th season of the show, Jonathan wowed viewers from his very first performance. He quickly stood out as a contestant because of his beautiful tenor voice and friendly nature. Jonathan wowed the judges and fans with his version of The Prayer, a duet that was first performed by Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli. But what really stole the show was when Jonathan was paired up with his singing partner, Charlotte Giaconelli. When they performed together as a pair, they were later known as Jonathan and Charlotte. They got a standing ovation, and the crowd fell in love with them right away. Jonathan and Charlotte kept giving amazing performances throughout the race, showing off their amazing singing skills and undeniable chemistry on stage. Their performance of the prayer in the semi-finals once again wowed the judges and fans, making them the clear favorites in the competition. In the final act, Jonathan and Charlotte did an amazing job with the prayer again, which got them a standing ovation from both the judges and the audience. Their trip on Britain's Got Talent made them famous and won them a lot of loyal fans, even though they came in second place in the end. Jonathan and Charlotte as a pair. Because they were on Britain's Got Talent, Jonathan Antoine and Charlotte Giaconelli, who go by the name Jonathan and Charlotte, became famous very quickly. But how did it all start? It all started when their music teacher made an easy request. 2 students asked to sing at her wedding. No one thought it would lead to the start of a huge music trend. The teacher, Jeanette Brown, had no idea what magic would happen when she chose the song, The Prayer. Then Jonathan Antoine and Charlotte Giaconelli came on stage. They were youths whose voices seemed to reach the heavens. As they sang along at her church service, something amazing happened as they stood next to each other. At that moment, a dynamic duo was born that would amaze the world with their unmatched ability and undeniable chemistry. That was the start of their amazing trip. Soon after the show, they signed a lucrative deal with Simon Cowell's Psycho label. In 2012, they launched their first album together. This record came out in the UK on September 24, 2012, and in the US on October 30, 2012. It had both original songs and covers, including their famous version of The Prayer. Their second record, Perhaps Love, came out in August 2013 and showed how their musical styles were starting to change. Even though Jonathan's parents were married and Charlotte's parents were divorced, they both loved music and had voices that complemented each other. Jonathan's strong tenor and Charlotte's warm, honeyed voice made a unique sound that was often praised by reviewers. This mix of classical and modern styles made their performances stand out and helped them become very famous. But in February 2014, when Sony Classical offered each of them individual record deals, the pair chose to go their separate ways. Since they broke up, Jonathan and Charlotte have been working on their singing careers. Jonathan kept going with his career in classical music, and Charlotte switched to acting in the West End. They stay in touch, but they are committed to their own paths. Their performances still have an effect on the music business and inspire people who want to be musicians. If you watched Britain's Got Talent in 2012, you may remember Jonathan Antoine as the British Pavarotti. He and his singing partner Charlotte Giaconelli shot to fame very quickly. But it was the buzz and attention after the show that really set him apart. People in the business are already calling him the British Pavarotti. Music mogul Simon Cowell noticed Jonathan's amazing ability when he was only 17. He quickly put him in touch with Jonathan Charlotte, who was the mastermind behind Charlotte Church's rise to fame. Because Jonathan had such amazing singing skills, Charlotte saw him as more than just another talent show success story. He thought he would be the next big thing in operatics. The chance of getting a record deal with Cowell's label, Psycho, became real as people got more and more excited about Jonathan's solo business. Following the advice of experienced pros and with the support of a worldwide audience, Jonathan began a journey that would go beyond reality TV. But it wasn't just Jonathan's high-pitched singing that drew people in. It was how strong he was when things went wrong. Jonathan stood out as a strong and honest person who refused to change who he was for fame or money, even though he had to deal with bullying and mental health issues. Fans loved how dedicated he was to expressing himself, and people all over the world liked him. The whole world was waiting with bated breath as Jonathan and Charlotte got ready to start their musical journey. They were excited to see how a shy teenager could become a real opera star. People in the industry were comparing Jonathan Antoine to the legendary Luciano Pavarotti. He was on the verge of becoming famous, ready to win people over with his unmatched ability and unwavering determination. What Charlotte Giaconelli did for Jonathan Antoine's career. Charlotte Giaconelli was born in Essex, England, on August 24, 1995. She became famous as one half of the dynamic vocal team Jonathan and Charlotte, where she wowed audiences with her stunning performances. They came in second place on the 6th season of Britain's Got Talent as a group. Charlotte started a solo career after leaving the pair. She signed a record deal with Sony and put out her first album by herself, Ella Solitaire, in 2014. She went from being on Britain's Got Talent to being a solo act, which shows how talented and determined she is. Charlotte finished high school at West Hatch in Chigwell, England, and this was the start of her amazing musical journey. There is no doubt that Charlotte Giaconelli has had a huge effect on Jonathan Antoine's success. As Jonathan and Charlotte, the duo, they thrilled audiences all over the world with their amazing acts on Britain's Got Talent. Jonathan's powerful tenor voice went well with Charlotte's amazing singing, making a beautiful sound that captivated both the crowd and the judges. Their win on Britain's Got Talent put them in the public eye and gave them a lot of chances in the music business. Charlotte's presence and chemistry with Jonathan on stage not only made their acts better, but also helped them become famous and get praise. Charlotte was also very important in building Jonathan's confidence and stage personality. Jonathan's confidence grew thanks to her unwavering support and friendship, which helped him show off his amazing singing skills with more passion and poise. Even though they stopped working together as a duo, Charlotte's influence could still be felt in Jonathan's solo business. Her influence on his early work and the things they both went through together definitely helped Jonathan become the artist he is now. Record company makes a deal with Sony Music. Getting a record deal with Sony was a big step in Jonathan Antoine's career. It was a turning point that put him at the top of the music business. Jonathan was able to show off his amazing ability to people all over the world after signing a record deal with Sony, one of the biggest and most prestigious record labels in the world. Jonathan was able to work with great musicians, songwriters, and people in the business while on the Sony label. This helped him get better at what he did and try new musical styles. Sony gave Jonathan the tools and help he needed to make high-quality music and get it out to a lot of people through a variety of outlets. Jonathan's record deal with Sony also gave him more publicity and visibility, which helped him become better known as a solo artist and gain loyal fans. Having the support of such a well-known label gave Jonathan's music career more respect and set him up for success in the tough music business. Overall, Jonathan Antoine's record deal with Sony was a big sign of how talented and successful he could be as an artist. It set him up for continued success and growth in the music business. Success as a solo artist and artistic growth. When Jonathan Antoine's album Going the Distance came out, it was the culmination of 4 years of hard work and a big step forward in his single career. This record is structured in a unique way, with 3 parts. Each part has a different theme or story element, and the variety of the music makes the listening experience better. The Royal Philharmonic Orchestra played a lot of different songs on the record, such as Disney's Baby Mine, Empty Chairs at Empty Tables, and Nessun Dorma. After his first album, Antoine continued to impress classical music fans with a number of other albums, including Christmas Land, his first Christmas record, and a platinum edition of that album. These records not only show how versatile he is, but also how he can connect with people through a range of styles and genres. His work with other acts, like performances with De Cappella and the Hollywood Chamber Orchestra, is also noteworthy. These shows his versatility and appeal. From being a star on Britain's Got Talent to being a famous solo artist, Antoine's rise has been marked by albums that have topped the charts and electrifying shows at a number of prestigious venues. His records, like Tenor and Believe, has always done well, topping the classical music charts and getting him invited to big events like the iTunes Festival and Muhammad Ali's Celebrity Fight Night. Having creative power over his projects helped him make the switch to a successful solo career. This gave him the freedom to explore and mix classical and modern styles. Collaborations with famous artists. Jonathan Antoine's work with other artists has greatly expanded his musical range, putting him in touch with both legendary and up-and-coming music stars. On his project, By Request, there is a mix of well-known artists and devoted fans, which makes for a unique mix of professional and personal musical expressions. Out of all these projects, his work with the famous singer-songwriter Diane Warren stands out. They worked together on the By Request the Diane Warren Song Book Volume 1, which came out in November 2022 through Artist Share and was a big moment in Antoine's career. Along with Diane Warren, Antoine has played with some of the most famous names in classical music. Working with Placido Domingo, David Foster, and Rolando Villazon has not only taught him a lot, but it has also helped him get better at what he does on a world level. These collaborations show how flexible he is and how well he can fit into different types of music. Antoine's interaction with his fans through Artist Share is also an example of a modern way to make songs. This site lets him include his fans directly in the making of the music. Fans like Sally Ann Adams, Lynn Anderson, and Patricia Bade have worked with him on projects, which has helped create an approach to music that is driven by the community and is both open to everyone and new. This interaction not only strengthens his relationship with his fans, but it also opens up the process of making music to more people, turning it into a journey that everyone can take together instead of just one person doing it. Problems and insights in one's life. Jonathan Antoine has faced major personal problems along the way, which he has been open about with the public. He began struggling with his weight when he was very young, as early as 4 years old. Even with these early problems, Antoine has come a long way in the last few years. He has decided to live a healthier life and has lost over 50 pounds by taking 10,000 steps every day. His changes are clear in the social media posts he makes to keep his friends up to date on his progress. Besides problems with his physical health, Jonathan has also had problems with his mental health. He told everyone on Autism Awareness Day that he was labeled with autism 2 years ago. This explanation has helped us understand many of the problems he had as a child, such as being picked on. He has been honest about these things that happened to him, and he pushes people who are being bullied to do the same and get help. As a spokesperson for mental health awareness, Jonathan uses his fame to motivate others and push for open conversation and understanding to stop bullying and improve mental health. Jonathan's revelations go beyond his health and include the fact that he is still having trouble with his thyroid, which has also helped him lose weight recently. Even with these health problems, he stresses that people should lose weight because they have to, not because they want to. They should aim for long-term health rather than short-term changes. The way he deals with these personal problems shows how strong he is and how determined he is to get past problems, not just for his job but for his health as a whole. Jonathan tells everyone about his relationship. Jonathan talked about his connection with his Canadian girlfriend, Michelle Duce, on Loose Women. He said that she was the inspiration behind his most recent album, Believe. Of course. She's the light of my life, he gushed, describing how much Michelle has changed his life and music. Even though they live far apart, their relationship continues to grow, sparking Jonathan's creativity and fueling his passion. They met online last year and have been together ever since. The happiness Jonathan feels in his relationship is very different from the horrible bullying he had to deal with in school. However, it was during this tough time that Jonathan's talent really shined, as his audition for Britain's Got Talent was a turning point in his life. Jonathan talked about how vulnerable he felt at that moment, having just switched schools and been let down in his academic pursuits. But it was this vulnerability that made him take a chance and try out for the talent show. The overwhelming support and admiration he received from viewers changed his life, confirming his talent and giving him back his confidence. As Jonathan gets ready to release his new album, Believe, he thinks about the path that led him to this point. A journey full of strength, love, and the courage to break down barriers. With Michelle by his side and his music as his light, Jonathan Antoine continues to amaze people with his unwavering determination and undeniable talent, showing that the best victories can come from the worst situations. Jonathan's effect on fans and viewers. Jonathan Antoine's influence goes beyond his music and has a deep impact on the lives of his fans and viewers. Being open about his autism diagnosis has not only been a source of strength for many, but also of inspiration. By sharing his challenges, Antoine has encouraged others to accept and support their own unique qualities and difficulties, creating a community of acceptance and support. Antoine's captivating performances and powerful voice have had a big impact on the music industry, both in the classical genre and in the wider music scene. For example, his YouTube videos have gotten hundreds of millions of views, showing how far his talent has reached. He also has a strong online presence and is very active on social media, where he interacts with fans through posts, replies, and media, which generates a lot of interest and interaction. Many new people are listening to classical music because of how approachable and amazing his voice is. This makes the genre more popular and easy to understand. His dedication and passion show off his skill and show how successful and influential he could be in the music business. The effects of his autism diagnosis. Jonathan Antoine, a famous Brit from Britain's Got Talent, talked about his autism diagnosis in a moving interview on Sunrise. This was a turning point in his life and career. Antoine's announcement not only made people more aware of autism but also started important conversations about the need for a better understanding of the condition. His willingness to talk about his diagnosis has helped break down long-held misconceptions and stereotypes about autism, making society more accepting and understanding. Antoine's journey with autism shows the wide range of experiences and skills that people on the autism spectrum have. His success in the music industry, despite the challenges his condition has caused, is a testament to the potential and abilities of people with autism. Also, Antoine's story has started conversations about the benefits of music therapy and how it might help people with autism. This shows how music can help with mental and emotional health. Finally, Jonathan Antoine's openness about his condition has helped to expand the conversation about neurodiversity and how important it is for everyone to be included in all parts of society. His story makes us think about societal norms again and makes us want to be more accepting and understanding of everyone, no matter what kind of brain they have. The power of music in his life. Jonathan Antoine likes a lot of different kinds of music, from jazz fusion to alternative grunge to even brutal death metal. His love for many types of music is clear in his concert Going the Distance, which features a wide range of styles that show how important music is to him. This variety not only shows off his impressive vocal range, but also shows how deeply he connects with music as a way to express himself and learn more about himself. Throughout his career, Jonathan has been very thankful for his early experiences on Britain's Got Talent, which he says gave him a lot of inspiration from real people. His performances in the US and Canada, as well as his ongoing tours, show how dedicated he is to his craft and how much he wants to connect with audiences on a personal level. Because of how hard his performances are on his body, he is often exhausted afterward, which shows how much passion and work he puts into each one. Jonathan loves music so much that he also plays many instruments. He has a huge collection that supports his amazing musical skills and lets him explore and create in different musical landscapes. This ability to play a lot of different instruments goes well with his singing and makes his overall musicality stronger, which makes his performances more powerful. New projects and goals. Jonathan Antoine continues to captivate his audience with new creative endeavors and personal engagements. He recently released a children's book called Jonathan and the Magical Cape, which promises to enchant young readers with its imaginative stories. Not only does Jonathan write, but he is also getting ready to perform music for music lovers in Australia in 2023. This tour is both a professional obligation and a welcome break for him, combining work and pleasure. Jonathan's recent travels and performances, as well as his time spent in different cultural settings, have had a big impact on his artistic view. His time in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and his participation in Sieber's big event at Ephesus show how popular and flexible he is around the world. These experiences not only make him more open-minded, but they also make his performances better by adding a unique mix of cultural influences to his music. Jonathan is working in the studio on a new project that will be released in 2023. As part of the By Request project on Artist Share, he shares the creative process with his fans. This gives fans a closer look at how he makes music, which strengthens the relationship between the artist and his audience. Fans have already said nice things about the project, praising his dedication and hard work. The anticipation is building because the final album is expected to be just as magnificent and inspiring as ever, like the tip of an iceberg that is supported by huge strength below the surface. Being involved with a lot of charitable groups shows how much Jonathan Antoine cares about helping others. For example, he has been a loyal supporter of the Katie Holmes Trust, a charity that raises money and awareness for pediatric brain tumor research. He also helps with things like ending homelessness and protecting animals. As an example of his deep concern for human and animal rights, Jonathan has used his fame to directly involve his fans in charitable activities. For example, he helped record a charity single for Classic FM's Make Some Noise campaign, which serves to give people who feel alone in society a voice and a place to be heard. Jonathan has always wanted to use his musical skills to make the world a better place. His interest in mental health and stopping bullying has made him more vocal and active in these areas. For example, he and Kathy Gart wrote a children's book called Jonathan the Porcupine, which is about self-worth and having a loving attitude toward life. This book and his plans for a second one are meant to teach young people about the importance of mental health and the effects of bullying, and to encourage them to take a supportive and understanding stance on these important issues. What really happened to Jonathan Antoine from Britain's Got Talent? We've looked at his important steps from the start of his career as a hopeful contestant on Britain's Got Talent to his current status as a classical music superstar. From the popular duo Jonathan and Charlotte to his successful solo career. His growth as an artist isn't just shown by his musical successes, it's also shown by his bravery in dealing with personal problems, which has touched fans all over the world. Antoine's willingness to talk about his mental and physical health problems, as well as his autism diagnosis, has made him even more popular, giving hope and inspiration to those going through similar struggles. Jonathan Antoine's story shows how music can have a big effect on people's lives as a way to express themselves, help them heal, and connect them with people all over the world. His ongoing exploration of different musical styles and collaborations shows how versatile and universal music is. As Antoine starts new projects and expands his artistic interests, his journey continues to show how strong resilience is and how music can bring people together. Antoine's story isn't just about overcoming obstacles, it's also about how embracing one's true self can change everything. It adds a lot to the conversation about mental health and the arts. After Britain's Got Talent, Jonathan Antoine's life has been a journey of personal and professional growth. He is now in a relationship with Michelle Ducey from Canada and continues to connect with people around the world through his tours in the US and Canada. His work on different projects, such as voice acting for video games, shows that he is versatile beyond singing. His net worth is thought to be $4 million. Antoine's life and career are shaped by a strong sense of authenticity and a non-traditional spiritual outlook. He doesn't follow a specific belief system, but his spiritual view is a big part of the decisions he makes in his personal and professional life. Being honest and staying true to yourself are important in the entertainment business, according to Antoine. When Antoine is not working, he loves to learn and sees it as a sign of true genius. His many interests help him stay well-rounded, which he thinks is important for being great at many things. His family is also very important to him. They keep him grounded and are what he calls supernatural luck and his first victory. His personal values and professional achievements show a changing and growing person who continues to inspire others. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe and hit the bell to get more interesting content. To see more exciting stories that show how your favorite characters really are, click on the video that comes up next.